What's good, everybody? Yeah, I was having trouble uploading to YouTube. That update destroyed things. I mean, I don't know whether it was on purpose. I don't know what it was going on, but yeah, I had a video uploading. It's still uploading. Trying to get it back to uploading. Having trouble trying to get it steady. The video's messing up. Having trouble with the video. But shout out to Queen Prodigy and Chris A. Always holding it down. Always staying real with it. There's a lot going on as far as the case goes, as far as information we have, and the people are still behind the scenes doing their hating. We just don't talk about it 24/7. That's just what it is. But I was quickly actually going to come on here and conversate because I was trying to figure out a few things. Number one, I'm trying to figure out in detail because there is something going on where the people who you think are there trying to criticize us, actually they're trying to prevent certain things from being known. Now, why are they doing this? I don't have a clue. I'm hoping maybe someone could tell me a little bit more of what they gain from doing this. It's to the point where they're hitting up people trying to create a narrative where they're creating a situation that doesn't need to be from. So they're screaming that no justice is being done. They're saying like all these guys aren't trying to get justice, but in actuality, they're trying to prevent people from getting justice. To the point where there was even a situation where, like I tell you guys, there was somebody trying to benefit me earlier on when I actually started talking about the situation. Yes, this is the birthday bravado. I always give respects to a new day, but it is a special day that is going to be. And I don't celebrate my birthdays. I don't do that. I don't expect anything special. I enjoy each and every day, but ultimately, there's always something going on. And I thought YouTube was playing with me with the errors today. There's been countless errors. Last night, it wouldn't even let me upload a video. So I'm going through something with YouTube allowing me to upload things, and I see a lot of other YouTubers that are actually going through the same. And I just wanted to do what makes sense and come through, giving some type of information to understandings and analogies. My one video is still uploaded. It's been uploading forever, man. Like, and I'm not just exaggerating that. I'm not trying to be funny. It's been uploading forever, and it's raining on and off here. So, I thought we'd take the time to conversate. Shout out to them. This is what it is. Let's step over here into the street. I always do that because people walk by. You never know what they're trying to do. So I kind of keep to myself that way. Um, that's ultimately what I wanted to portray out there and put out there. Is YouTube playing because someone's financing or putting money out there to try and get things to go a certain way, but at the same time using social media to slander? Now, I don't know why someone has to hit me up to say, you guys thought y'all took us out, but it's like a nemesis. Now, it makes me laugh. You guys ever see those cartoons and stuff when they're like, oh, you know, they tried to take me out, but you can't defeat the enemy. They're playing that position saying they want justice. They're lying to the public because they don't want everyone coming for them. And then when people come for them, they cry. Like, no, they cry. Like, they'll get on complaining and crying. Like, it's like they're not an adult. Now they're a child. And that's what I'm trying to say. I don't understand that. It makes sense to me. Not only that, I'm pretty sure that there's certain people that you think are next to us to conversate in a certain way that really are deserving of a jail cell. And that's their actions, their decisions. And the only thing they're scared of, you want to do dirt, and you want to do crimes, but you're scared of jail. I never heard that. I never heard that. You're scared to do 20 to life, or you're scared to do 10 to 15, but you want to do stuff to be smart. You want to do crime to look cool. And the thing is, you're going to get the outcome of the decisions you're going to. Now, the video I tried to upload that I couldn't upload, I'm going to go into a little bit. I did research over the weekend, and I now fully understand the nature of the rituals, the nature of what was being done. Guys, it's deep. It's deep. Like, it's deep to the point where a lot of actions make sense. And on a lot of topics, it made sense why certain people attack me. If your rituals and what you do require you deceiving people to believe something, to behave a certain way, or basically acquiring blood in some way, shape, or fashion, everything makes sense. Now, again, I've had a chance to even look into Tentacion, the darker side of stuff that people making comments on. Now, let me say this objectively. I'm not saying he was right for the things he did. I'm not saying he was perfect. Matter of fact, I got sent different scenarios I researched all go public. And that's part of the thing. That's why I'm going to say this right now. I believe, I just hope it wasn't repercussions for decisions he's made in the past and that present when he was working through things. And in the end, I hope he finds or has found peace in some way, shape, or fashion, because it's a lot of dark stuff. It's a lot of dark stuff. And it gets worse because I'm looking at the characters around him and I now see who the captain king leaders are. So what do I mean by that? I mean, it could and could not be due to the mastermind, but I see the behavior, the true nature of the behavior of the individuals around that could have been affiliates that I presume to be that of which end he faced. Like, I see that they were willing to give anything. You ever catch those people who, in the heat of the moment, one's boosting you up the most, but when things and opportunity come their way, they're the one right beside the enemy, standing there smiling, pointing their hand or finger, letting you know that it's nothing personal, it's just business. We see this in the movies. We see this in many different ways and interactions. And I'm saying that I see it. I not only see it, I see why certain time periods, just so they know I understand. I get why from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. I get why from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. you have to do certain things. I get that. Because in your belief, in your heart of hearts, your mind tells you if you don't do this, you'll suffer in some way from it. I get that. I fully understand. And that's your right for belief. Here's where my objectivity gets more specific. It's that, yeah, I see you can do that, but I don't see the necessity of you to had to been involved in any situation that happened to him. Now, let's say on a good note, say you weren't involved, but you knew of it. That's even worse. And my presumption is that the reason a lot of people took the path they did afterwards, during, however you want to put it, is for this simple factor. That number one, they thought they were sticking to the code, however they call it. Number two, they presumed that what they have now, they have gotten from the decision they made prior. Number three, it's because honestly, it was in their mind that it was him or me. Now, I want to tell you that that's incorrect thinking. Now, I already let you know I know what you're talking about. Let me make it a little sharper for you. That was incorrect thinking, because what you got to know is that universally, even if you are trying to declare your allegiance to some belief, and it is an allegiance, it's an allegiance to some belief, what you misguidedly understood, I know your text, I've read, I know it. What you mistaked was the fact that the human spirit that's put here, if you're going to do stuff that is going to be upon a person that casts judgment on you, for you not being out between the times that I mentioned earlier, then you also got to know that there's someone that casts judgment on you for the actions that you do and perception of you pleasing someone that has conditional love. Do you comprehend that? Let me run it back. Let me make it more simple. What you're doing is you're putting conditional tendencies on your behavior and your decisions. So if there is, quote unquote, a belief or an allegiance that does this and brings outcomes to that very cause, it's definitely an unconditional love, right? Because there can't be one without the other. If love can be conditional, or a situation could be conditional, there is an unconditional spirit that would in turn guide on the other length. So you're saying the conditional one is going to override an unconditional love. That's where your thinking is skewed. Your theories and what I've read, that's where the confusion comes in. It's that you can say, I have to do this for this conditional individual or conditional spirit, but unconditional, I won't be held liable for it. That's where I think your loss is going to end up coming from. It's going to come from the fact that you neglected to acknowledge an unconditional spirit, trying to do things for a conditional spirit that gives you immediate results. You see, have you ever heard of taking the easy way out? It's no different. Your belief is convincing you of the priority of taking the easy way out, but it gives you no guidelines on dealing with the conditional love that lets you work hard and allows what you do to leave a long-lasting legacy, just as you see Tentacion. I don't think there's anyone, affiliate or otherwise, that is going to have a legacy that lasts like Tentacion. Number one, because of what they rap about. Number two, because of the imagery they carry around. Number three, because of their character. And there's no willingness to change for an unconditional reasoning, because all your energy is being placed on conditions. So it's, if I do this, I gain. If I don't do this, I won't gain this fate. Or if I do this, I got to get this. Or if I make this decision, I got to run with it because it's going to give me this. That's where your mistake is going to come from. And other than being specific and just like disrespecting what the rest of people believe, and that is the best way I can explain it. And that very generic ideology is the basis of why your conditional beliefs are going to fall by the wayside. I'm serious. I know what you're doing. I know what you aspire to. I know what your beliefs are in. But you know, Czarr went to his objective mind and gave his thought on unconditional rhetoric, and that is the best way that I could tell you. That's the best way, because if I tell you any other way, you're really not going to understand it. Because if you understand what it is that you believe in, then you know what it is I'm talking about. You see, and that's the basis of what it is that I can deliver. Other than that, there's not much I can do. Now I got to talk about this too. The suspect's mother. Now, there were a lot of people that had asked, why didn't I just come on with her as shock value reason? There are actually 5 reasons. The first 3, they're easy to say. Number 1, because I didn't want to. Number 2, because I knew she was looking for me. I didn't know why she was looking to speak to me. But regardless, if she was looking for me at this point, it made me question what it is she even had to say. Because you look for me at a latter point when I started this. One of my videos that have 21,000 views, called Diedrich D. Williams and Mastermind Charges, you didn't reach out then. So it piqued my curiosity that now you were reaching out. And I have my theories on why and things, and I understand. But let's get deeper. Number 3, my thoughts about you reaching out to me, that was just, that was just the cake. The icing for why I didn't call you on is because I didn't know if you wanted your face to be shown. I seen pictures, I seen different things. I didn't think your interest would be being shown, because I know what you and I spoken about. And I didn't want to see you end up in a situation. Okay, number 4. These 2 have to do with my investigative reasons. The number 4 one is I wanted to see if you'd receive threats, which you didn't tell me you did, but I presume you received threats. And knowing that you received threats, it answered some other things for me. And, you know, I can't go into details they answered, but I saw there were some other answers because you received threats because of the situation of me even saying that you may be a parent to hit on this platform and speak. I wanted to see, and I'm just going to presume you did in some way, shape, or form because of certain things I've seen. Number 5, I did not want to be the reason that these threats became real for you. You see, because here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Drake loves his mother. And the fact he said, I love you to you means he didn't want you to end up in a certain situation. Now, let's be real. Let's be objective here. Tentacion loves his mother. Didn't he? Didn't he? Ask any of these affiliates who's still here. Did they love their mother or do they love their mother? I'm pretty sure y'all do, right? So why would I put someone's mother in a situation having been in a position? Would I know what it's like to not have your mother? I know what that's like. So I didn't want to put that situation just because someone wanted to threaten, because they made a bad decision and now they got to threaten everyone else because they can't man up and get it off their own too. It's come up. Now I want to go into the next part. You know, that's my brief talk about that because they asked, and that's my conscience. You may not understand it, may not agree with it. Heck, I'm going to be real with you. It may not have been the smartest business move, but the blood of someone else's parents won't be on my hands. You could go ahead with that. I'm not going to have their blood on my hands because someone else wants to threaten them to shut up because they may know something. And I just want to put out there, as I tell you on the video upload now, I know a lot of people who are receiving threats. I know the most of them. And I'm now aware that is why a lot of people are moving away, moving around, because they're getting threats, which is honestly alluding to the mastermind. Because see, let me tell you about the mastermind. I know if you're watching, get him on here. You played your cards bad when you used a wild card of a radical trying to hop on this platform of social media and trying to interact with me. What did I tell you my gift was? When I come in contact with somebody, I feel their character. I may interact with them, but I'm not always going to allude that I know something funny about you. I don't do that. I give you your chance. The same way that unconditional love works, I give you your chance. I'm not going to trip you up or something. I'm just not going to do what you want me to do. When I see your reaction, I knew it. And when you denied things you told me earlier today, I knew you were a liar. And I knew who you were with. That's how I know who's affiliate. I know whose puppet you are. That's why I treat you how I did. I know who's puppet. And I'm not going to blast you, blow you up, because I don't want you to get no exposure. Matter of fact, I want you to stay where you're at. I don't want you to even be acknowledged. So I'm not going to give you that exposure. But here's my thing. They're doing the most. The problem to them was ever having you get involved, because you're such an emotional waste of space that you can't control the things you do and say. You can't stand to lose. I know that. I know that. That is why, regardless of how right you are, I'll always twist and turn the message with you to make you seem wrong, because you're emotional reacting. You're not about business. They sent you for business and you're not about business. How rare is that? Who goes to do business and they're not about business? That is your very personality. Who you got around you? Look, you just saw it on Instagram. Without me saying a word, somebody popped up and was tagging one of the people you got involved trying shade. They tagged them to some stuff that legally will get them hemmed up for life. I don't know them. I ain't gotta know them. But the agents I roll with are flawless. You can know me to the T, as you allegedly claim you do. But the agents I roll with are flawless. You'll never see them. They'll never show themselves. But they'll know you, learn about you, and counter your counter. They'll counter you. I don't have to do it. All I got to do is speak on it, and they'll say, okay, that's the issue. Let's get on it. They'll do all the research and all the actions on the backside. I don't even have to do anything. They tag your little buddy to the FBI with all their stuff. I don't have to do nothing. What do you think? What you think is that I have to call shots every time. No, I ain't got to. They're gonna move how they know to move because they know what to do. I told you, you don't know about the people. You can say you know me. You don't know about the people that I'm connected with. And that's the problem. You better you better step your game up. All that lying and stuff you're doing to everybody else. Do you know what you said when you first got involved? You told all the truths of what you were involved in before this even progressed. You told on yourself before we even got into this. You told on yourself. So now that I know you're denying stuff, I know exactly who you're linked to. So you're always going to expose yourself. There's nothing you can do to not expose yourself. You'll always expose yourself the way I need you to. Because you tried to take the easy way out. Do you get your conditional belief, your conditional spirit that you serve? It's always going to be a contingency. Even if you get what you want, there's a contingency. The text tells you, you guys, y'all don't read well. You don't read well. That's another problem. You don't read to understand. You read to gain. You see why it matches your persona and why your contingencies destroy what it is you are. You don't read well. So you're reading about gaining, but you don't see the losses you can't avoid. That's what conditional means. Oh my goodness. You guys don't see into anything. That's why I'm still trying to help you. You see, even after I'm done, I'm still helping you. That's why you don't put your faith all into a conditional situation and belief, because even though you win for the moment, you take a loss in the end. You can't do things in this universe we live in that are against an unconditional existence and keep everything it is you're worth. You cannot. That is against text. That is against the very choice you made to get involved with a conditional existence. And I'm doing this very general so people can get it. You know what text I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody does. You know the unconditional text and you know the conditional text because you're living a conditional life. If you're dabbling and dibbling in that stuff, you're messing with things you know nothing of, even if you know how to make it work. Do you know you take a contingency just for you being around it? You don't know what you release? Do you know what it is you release? For you getting all these people involved and putting all of their lives in jeopardy, you just put the life in jeopardy of everything you love when you did that. And it's not a personal thing. It's not by people. It's not by y'all. It's by things you cannot see. That is why it's not smart. Read your full text. You claim you know, tells you, and you just don't get it. Momentary gain to take everything away? Why would someone do that? Hard work can get people to certain places, especially in the unconditional nature of it. You get me? Everything's on conditions that you take, but you gotta stay unconditional. Same, no different than being objective with what it is you do. You cannot persecute. You cannot. This is the unconditional nature. It doesn't persecute you. It gives you countless chances. It walks with you in the worst times. In conditional times, you do and gain right away. How long does that truly last? Did you ever ask yourself that? Because we can look at countless stories that show what happens. That's why you don't do it. The other thing that I want to mention quickly is that a lot of socialites catch heat, especially when they come on my site. Why? How's it bad for their brand? Now, you know you're lying because you don't have a brand. Isn't it funny how people who never built a brand can tell people what's good and bad for their brand? You're talking to a man that built this from the ground up, did everything from the jump, did story after story, exposed stories that were crazy, exposed stories that were questionable. I've done it all already, whether you've seen it or not. That's what you're not understanding. So when you think you can affect that in a major way, that's when you lose. I did stories that had to do with politicians. I did stories that had to do with the kids staying safe and innocent. I've done many types of stories. This is not the only story that I've gotten player hate. This is the only story that I've seen someone trying so hard to prevent people speaking on justice for someone. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. That is where you differ. But at the same token, you being that different also opens up to an understanding of who you actually are. That's why you messed up. Because now I get it. And I get it in a way where I'm seeing your deeper motive and I'm seeing whose pocket you're in. And you want me to be real? I'm going to just say it. I think you're in someone's pocket we would not expect you to be in. I think you're in somebody's pocket we wouldn't expect you to be in. And here's the thing. I think that I've spoken on them before. I really do. I've spoken on them before. That's why you appeared, right? So I know what story you appeared on, right? When you first tried to talk to me. I know that, right? I had you talk a certain way to which I understood, right? And here's another thing. Because of the situation, if these suspects get information out that things need to be looked into deeper, that they're going to make you a disposable target. If you could show blackmail, if you could talk about evidence, especially because connection with law and how you're abusing it, come on. You didn't think this through. You really didn't think that through. You saw the money and you ran for it. That's your problem. Then you buddy with people around. Oh, that's the worst. That's an issue, right? Some of the people you talk to weren't people that you were supposed to talk to throughout you doing your job. Right? We win. Because you already ran your mouth to people you didn't know, that you weren't supposed to, that you'll never know. And the mastermind couldn't know because you would never admit to speaking to some people. That's why you lose. All these people you're getting on the job, we find out who they are. That's the worst part. And you'll never know who my agents are. You'll never know. They were around before I even had extended sources. Silent, just watching. In silence, just watching. Looking stuff up. Hit me up like, hold on, yo, who's such and such? Look into that. And I did. That's crazy. I can't believe how dim-witted you was in this story to be someone that's really trying to prevent justice from being understood. To try so hard, you have so many angles that expose you as a person. When you try so hard for stuff, and we're sitting here just talking about information, it makes you seem like the only thing that it is you need to do is a cover-up. That's why you don't win. So one of your people you put on the job got their whole life exposed, down to alleged gang activity, down to so many issues, down to just all types of things. And like, the thing is, I could never feel no type of way because I know your character. I know the things you said. I know you don't show your face. Why don't you show your face? Listen, guys, they're so authentic. Why don't you show your face to me and say what it is you need to say? Every video, not just one, every single time you speak, there's a reason. Because if someone sees you that knows you're not supposed to be seen on here talking about certain stuff, it's over. It's over from a law standpoint. You'll probably even be pulled into this case because you are someone who, for the reasons and the alleged people's pockets I think you're in, is not supposed to be talking about anything because you're inside getting information And you're violating these young boys whose lives are at stake. You are. Now, I don't know if you're here to frame people for stuff. I don't know if you're here to hide stuff. I know you're here to interrupt justice. I know you are. You're not justice. You're a liar. I don't know exactly what your motives are, but you're a liar. I know that because I know what you said to me starting off, and I was like, wow, I just had no reaction. And I'm like, this person's with that person. I was like, they're with that person. So I'm going to just play it cool because I know that person's watching. So I was playing it sweet. I was playing it chill. But now you're getting more antsy. Now you're getting more pressurized. Now you're feeling like there's really something you need to do. And that's making me think that there's really something that you don't want to come out. There's a certain angle you want looked at, and there's certain people who you're supposed to alleviate the fact. And if there's one thing I know that. Guys, go over, support Queen Prodigy 0369 on Instagram. Follow Chris _AY3 on Instagram. I'm trying to kick game to y'all. Listen, think of how long I've been doing this. Everybody, think of how long I've been doing this. Now ask yourself why. Now, listen, think logically. If you're upset I've made about 300 videos, 400 videos, why is that your motive more or less on each subject I spoke on? Think of that. They're not attacking content. They're attacking the fact I'm doing it. Think of that. So I'm yelling at my child. I'm yelling at my child because he ran over to somewhere. Am I going to yell at him because he went somewhere he shouldn't be? Or am I going to yell at him because he can run? Because he's not just walking, he's running now. Think about it. Think about the different people that have been threatened. And I'm not going to talk about, think of who threatened them, why they threatened them. There was reasons. Listen, real talk, I'm not even going to lie, I'm about to laugh. As we speak, one of those people is DMing me. They're DMing me, oh, you're pressed. Like, guys, they said pressed about 1,000 times in 1 minute. Who's really pressed? Do I look pressed? I'm happy. I'm very happy because I know I'm logical, because I'm objective, and you don't know what objective means. You're taking the attack on me instead of the information. That stuff doesn't work. Yet you're the same. Listen, this type of woman is the same one in school who would get rocked by speaking sideways to somebody, by speaking sideways to him. But she's picking on everyone around her. She's just picking on people. They can't even show themselves. Like, why are you messaging me? If you don't like it, guys, on the video that's uploading, I already talked to him. Why are you showing up here if you don't like it? Why? Who keeps going? If say I hated Star Trek, which isn't the situation. I don't watch it, but say I hated it. Why would I go to every Star Trek movie? Would that make sense? A movie you hate, you gotta see every series. I hate this. But let me show up. Let me go check it out. I hate this. Let me check it out. Who would do that? Who would really do that? Do you see how stupid it is? And the only thing they've done is try and spread information about me personally. Who puts out personal info as a way of attack instead of attacking what you're talking about? So who's really pressed? I've been had it on lock. You guys just have to go back through and listen and understand and think about it. I've literally seen the threats that certain people were getting surrounding the situation. I've seen them. They weren't normal. It was like, where's this coming from? Why is this person talking to me? What did I do? those kind of threats. Like, what? Like, they didn't say nothing. They didn't say or do anything, man. Nothing. And you understood it because the way the threats came is it was making buddy. Then it slowly got very, let's say, psychopathic, where you go from my friend to try to incriminate me or something, then you're yelling at me. It's like, what? That's exactly, and listen, every single person's threats did that. That's how I knew something wasn't right. There's too many different factors. And now, because I do the donation model they hate, but someone tried to throw a payoff to me and I didn't accept it, I'm pressured a certain way. How? I didn't accept someone's money to shut up like you did. I didn't do what you did. And if I'm supposed to feel pressed from someone violating, then I gotta go in your pockets. And now they're telling me it's not a threat, it's a promise. What are you promising? It makes no sense. These are the type of things that happen. But see, all that's gonna do, if you choose to take the wrong path, then you're gonna have to be subject to the very law you threaten. That's all you do. Number one, everybody listening, did I say a name? Did I even give a picture reference? I didn't. And they're pressed. So you're telling me what you are. You're calling me what you are. I didn't say a name that way. And I already have all that info. I've already spoken to agents. It's already done. So all that's going to happen is you still being around is going to cause issue for whoever your mastermind is. It really is. So if the mastermind's watching, this person still being around causes issue for you. Because the thing is, what I have on my side is now more power than ever, more people than ever that are aware of other people within violating their power to threaten or make promises to other people for their own good when I have nothing to do with you. I don't even speak to you. You just accused me of something I didn't do. And I was like, what the? Confusion. That's all it is. And see, I speak like this because I keep it real with my viewers on what's going on. I keep it real with you. Even when I'm not speaking, these people are speaking. Aside, shout out to CommenterNation I speak to. There are people around that are speaking, saying things that I don't go into detail about. I don't, because it's not worth it. Why am I going to go into detail about people that don't matter when the whole mission's justice, when I know their mode is to stop people seeking justice? Now, let me also say this. If a person switches between 5 to 10 usernames, you know they're fake. You know they have an agenda. My username has been my username forever. Do you know how many different people we caught switching between usernames? Do you know how many people we caught switching between usernames? It's unreal. Guys, I'm going to say this now. On my channel, I had the most people making fake usernames in the history of YouTube. History of YouTube. The same people making so many usernames, I had the most in the history of YouTube. The history. Guys, you haven't seen anything like it. I mean, it's insane. It's like, what do you do in your life? What do you do for a living? You can't, you made so many usernames. It's like you have some type of job to make usernames. That's your job. It's a job for you. That's how I know for a fact that they're compromised. There's nobody that would sit up here and make that many usernames to speak on something. This is not the only story I did. I already had a story that said 88,000 views already. One story that has nothing to do with this. They didn't even do that then. Really? They didn't even do that then. Like, that did not happen then. But this story, guys, I'm going to tell you, since I started the story, it started out being around 3 to 5 people switching between usernames, I noticed. To date, it's about 8 to 10 per week. Per week. Facts. It's sickening. It's like, if you don't want to be here, why would I make 100 usernames to be around someone I don't want to speak to? It's sickening. It really is. It's like, what are you doing? If you have a kid, they're starving because you're not paying no attention. You're not putting in work for justice. You're putting in work to deter justice in any way, shape, or form you can. And it makes me curious. But here's what you need to know. The proof is in the pudding. My Bill Cosby voice, even though you guys may not be rocking with Cosby, the proof is in the pudding. You know this. What are you talking about? You've already compromised whoever it is that's behind you. That's craziness. What do you have to prove? Then you're accusing me of things I don't even know what you're talking about. It's delusional talk. And you already know I'm a vibe with what I gotta say. I'm vibing with what I gotta say. Because I show myself when I speak. I'm not just speaking, hide myself. You hide yourself. I speak and I show myself. People can hate it or love it. Whether you hate me or love me, at least I didn't sit up here fake, hiding myself to speak. How can you hate someone like that? They don't hide themselves. They speak from what they feel, what they're looking at, not just off of a dumb basis, but looking at the same thing you're looking at, giving their perspective, freedom of press, freedom of speech. Are you serious? But threatening and making promises to try and do something to someone because of what they do for freedom of speech? Are you serious? Who made you? Who raised you? Why are you built so funny? Because you can't speak from your heart. You're mad at everyone else speaking from their heart. Here's what's crazy. Now, I don't know if she did, but I'm not even getting hate like that for Cleo herself. But it's some strange woman or man, I don't know what you are, hiding herself, playing buddy, but then saying how much they hate what it is. Isn't that lame? And then they run to Instagram making up stories, making fake profiles to try and carry a narrative so fake. Why are you so fake like that? Hop up on Instagram, show your grandchildren. Hop up on Instagram, show your family, be happy. Why are you worried about me so bad? You gotta post me. I got to. And you're gonna show it to people who rock with me. That's how it works. They're gonna see you doing it. Really? Really? Then you want to put people's personal stuff out. But if I put your personal business out, you will be crying, whining, screaming for law. But I've already spoken with the powers, and here's how it works. Number one, you continuing to put out personal info or things about me, using my name, or even alluding to it, because I've already made links with federal individuals, they're willing to look into exactly who you are. I have people that rock with me, that watch the channel, that are willing to find out who you are. Now, they said they won't put it out, but they will begin investigating you. That's what it is. Because you're not going to threaten law against me, but you're doing the worst. I told you, there are multiple people that watch. You know, they mess with me. For real. And it's federal. That's why I'm not worried about local stuff, or I'm not worried about it. I don't need anything. Greatest nation since United Nations. You know what it is. Stop playing with me. You guys got to say stuff to say it. You're confused. You got me confused, man. For real, man. You got me confused. Here's the thing. And I never violated someone by seeing their real government. I would use monikers and they'd come out and speak. Guilt. Right there. I'm using federal tactics on you. Oh my goodness. I'm using federal tactics on you. And I got you. It already happened. You exposed yourself. I didn't speak about there's so much I didn't speak about, and they keep getting passes even after they do dirty things, do certain things. Like, you're confused. And I know who sent information to certain people. I know who you are. Here's the thing. If I get them hemmed up in a case in some type of suit because they went ahead and did your dirty work, you think they're not going to say you? You think they're not going to say you? You're already seeing the emotions of suspects that are tied in a murder case, and you're going to get a pass off of a situation this menial where it could cost someone's pockets. Really? You don't think before you act. And that's why I got you at every angle. The only thing you could do is try and expose people's information. You can't combat information that we do now. You're not a part of what we do. You badmouth everybody who's aligned to this channel. If you're subscribed to this channel, the person that said F you, badmouth you, are you kidding me? That's who I'm fighting for. It's just me. Don't you get that? You think they're not talking about you guys too? Because you watch? It's a free country. You can watch and talk about what you want. How can you be threatened or disrespected because you watch something? Because you believe in something? Who can pull up on me right now in uniform and tell me you can't be walking around here? Who's going to say that? If you violate my constitutional rights, you chance getting your future violated. That's just what it is. That's the land we live in. We could defend family. We could protect our name. We could do whatever, especially against defamation, which was presented, which putting my picture up, that's defamation. You don't have that priority to do that. And you're not able to, you could say what you want, but when you use someone's government and you use their photo, violating me. You could give your opinion without saying things. I do it all the time and they jump. It's the way it works. Sad people are going to do sad things like that. And that's just what it is, guys. Again, go support the social lights you see me on. Even go support the channel. I think it's Numneva, Numb space Neva. Go support her. Let me say this. I don't have an issue with people I spoke about, like Geneva and Genesis. I don't have an issue with you. It is what it is. It's your life to live, your decisions to live by. But if your choices violate others, that is when you will be reprimanded for those choices you make. What's hard to understand? If I could do what I want, these lives I do would be wild. If I was able to do it, they'd be wild. You'd be like, he is wild. They'd be crazy. You'd be like, that guy's crazy. Facts. Are you kidding me? Guys, you got to stay objective and stay on with the mission. I can't say too much more. You're going to see it. You're going to see someone try and violate and do odd things because they can't prove that us in the beginning saying something is wrong was wrong. The suspect's behavior shows it. The way they've dealt with the investigators behind the scenes shows it. The way they attack on Instagram shows it. The things they say, narratives they create, shows it. Can't show any of their faces, shows it. Someone talking to me, actually having done it before, admitting to be minors, shows it. Why are you grown adults talking to minors? Why? Why? I got you. Why are you talking to minors? Showed me who they were, admitted things. Why are you telling minors to do dirt for you? Are you serious? So you're such a grown adult that you got to pay for minors and other people who are grown adults to do dirty work for you. You can't do it yourself. Well, I got to put this out here. If someone violates my family or someone that I care about, I'm going to do it myself. And you don't have to question it. You don't have to. I did it. Don't worry about it. Because I don't move like y'all. I'm not just going to let something happen and then just sit back. Like you're confused. I get it. Because you're from a different place. I get it. I get it. I understand. You hear the country accent. You hear it. You could call me whatever you want. You hear the country accent. And I'm going to move according to that. Because it's different. And that's the only way I know. We don't let family and stuff give up because someone wants something to be quiet. Take that, shove it. Because in comments, people are speaking what they believe and getting at you. You can't fight back. You got to threaten defamation, but then commit defamation on someone else. Just coward stuff. Try harder. You violate what I love, and it's going down. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not, you promise me whatever you want, I promise that. Promise me whatever you want, I promise that. Because I already made the necessary calls, told them what was happening, told them what I aspire to do, told them what it was I do, told them what was happening on the backside, told them there's a person that's playing with the law, getting other people to do their dirt for them. They know. The right people know. So your next step, I'm sorry, if it's violating, it has to get dealt with in the same arena that you brag about. So all these viewers here, all these quote unquote grandmas and stuff you say, you're going to be paying for their grandson, their grandchild, or their son and daughter's college, period. You're paying for it out of your pocket or that hush money that you took to do your dirt. Fact. I ain't playing, man. It's a different era, a different year. We're done playing with cowards that hide themselves but want to do the dirt. I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy. I'm not your back. I'm not your buddy. You violate, you have to get looked into. Period. That's all it is. That's the problem with most things. That's what I'm trying to talk about. That's the issue. Carry yourself accordingly to be respected, and you will be respected. Don't be sending sly messages. You're still harassing people. Get yourself together. Told you who watches. I already told you the people that watch, and you're still doing it. Like it's like, oh, nothing's gonna happen. I'm fine. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Shout out everybody. Share, like, subscribe. Hit that bell. You know what time it is. Free speech, freedom of press. You know how I rock. How I always rock. All rights reserved. CZARR_, all rights reserved. One word, Instagram. I'm out.